show begin. Go, Barbara, go! Go, Barbara, go! a deep breath, as if you're about to blow up a huge balloon. Exhale all your sleepiness into it, and then, poof! It's now flying away. Let the show begin. Here! Yeah! I'm getting sick.
Come at me! Regret.
My latest design's getting there, but there's still room for improvement. Better make my finishing touches before the deadline creeps up.
Hi. Heads up, I don't feel too hot, so I'm probably not gonna do a lot of talking.
Let's dance. With all my strength. Committed to memory. I see everything.
Well, I'm still doing my commissions, so I just kinda logged in for today. I don't have anything done. What quest are you on? Also, I hope you can hear me. I know I'm being a bit quiet.
Protect us. Don't know.
Scanning.
Here.
Regret.
do you think you're going? The jungle.
You're,
I'll be back.
your message cut out because it was too long. I guess I'll never know what you're leveling her up for. Yeah, that'll probably be good. When I got to Inazuma, my main team was Fischl, Xingqiu, Zhongli, and then probably a Flex. I don't remember who's in the last pot, to be honest. My eyes hurt. I thought it said Summon Wanderer, and I was like, the character?
Everyone hold hands! With all my strength!
Come at me!
Why not? Just get him. It's not that hard. It's not like he's a limited time character. Since he's a 4-star, he does have the chance to show up on any banner, which is very funny. You can get him at any time. It's just a matter of how high your chances are to get him. Flower. Kaveh likes you. Nothing wrong with that.
The ability to appreciate beauty is an A whopper flower. Wow.
Could you imagine? That's why I only got Kaveh's feet 1.
Go, Barbara, go!
Sight clear. Tuh.
Achievement got. Alright. I'll start Kaveh's quest soon. I'll probably take the headset off for a minute though. Because honestly, it's hurting my head a little bit.
Add Ast. Thank you for completing today's commissions. Add Astra ab.
for being patient while I do dailies. Is Kiwi not coming?
Where's my key? Not again.
Oh well. The show must go on. We need to see him. We need to see the boy. To the tavern we go. Time to see him pout. I'm gonna put it on autoplay. So.
Taking this commission was truly the worst decision ever. Oh, hey. I wasn't expecting to run into you here. Actually, while we're on that, what are you doing here at the tavern? So you saw all that, did you? Ugh, I thought I was in the clear. I made sure to double-check that nobody I knew was around. Anyway, thanks for looking out for me. Honestly, it wasn't that big of a deal. I'm used to it by now. Stress is just an inescapable part of being a working adult. Boss, I'll have a glass of wine. Same as last time. Do you want something too? I'll put it on my tab.
Juice.
Wine and a glass of juice coming right up.
I know you're already keeping a secret from me, but if you could add this one to the list as well, I'd really appreciate it. Arguing with a client is not a good look for me. If word gets out, other potential clients might be afraid to work with me. That guy, though, what was he even going on about? All those ridiculous demands of his? He's just a blabbering fool trying to act like a know-it-all. Another glass, please, boss. I'm not leaving today till someone has to carry me out.
You've got it, sir. I gotta say, though, it almost feels like you're saying that every other day now.
It really is every other day that you'd run into a client who knows nothing about construction requirements or architectural style. If this was in the past, I'd never have gone through 6 whole drafts trying to accommodate the client's preferences. But perhaps getting used to this just means that I've grown numb to it. I've worked on so many projects since graduation, and none of them have been approved at the first pass. I would spend a lot of time altering my designs, and by the time the clients were finally satisfied, all my passion and enthusiasm would be gone. It feels like I'm straying further and further from my artistic vision with every change I have to make. I suppose, though, that just sticking to your guns and completely disregarding other people's feedback would also not be a good thing. All of this makes for a real paradox, one that particularly crops up in my work, too. In the end, what is the true meaning of art? Should I see it as a divine gift of inspiration from the gods, or an expression of the light of my own wisdom?
Here's your drink. How are you already spouting nonsense after just one glass? Your tolerance is usually much better than that.
Boss, what do you think is the meaning of art?
The meaning of art? Really, my friend, who in Sumeru understands art better than you? Anyway, I don't know about art, but I do know that I'm interested in business, and some patrons are waiting to be served. So, you'll have to excuse me for now. Just holler if you need anything.
What do you think, traveler? Yes, art shouldn't be self-indulgent entertainment saved for the elite. Let's say that I built a house for someone. If they don't like how it looks, then no matter how brilliant it may appear to me, they won't be happy with it. The problem is that it can be very difficult to get validated by others. I could compromise my personal standards to accommodate my clients, but often that just means creating a final product that I would struggle to look at. Thanks for offering, but you've seen how he is. He's not going to listen to anything I say. He understands nothing about my design, and all the suggestions he made were as if he just wanted to mock me. Okay, it is possible that I was just jaded by my frustration. Well, given I'm already on my 6th draft, I can probably push myself to make a 7th. Let's go have another talk with him. I know where we'd be able to find the guy.
Kaveh.
There's no time to waste. The wine can wait until another time.
Oh, baby. So baby. Okay, give me a second. I actually got a code. So I have to put in the code. Yeah. Oh, that's an 8, not a B. No, if you go on the HoYoverse website, they have daily check-in stuff you can do, and basically there's a daily check-in where you get keys, and you can do a poll to get random prizes, and I got a poll that basically just gave me a code for some books. See? I just got some books, but that's not like a universal code. See, and then I got my regular check-in. I was just doing that while Kaveh was reiterating what he said before.
Where's my...
This is very pretty, but it should have some railings.
still need some more.
It's the guy.
Kaveh, what are you doing here?
I've changed my mind. I was overreacting earlier. Can we try discussing the project some more?
My apologies as well. Now that I think about it, some of my requests were indeed a bit unreasonable. If I choose you to create the design for my project, I should have a bit more faith in your vision.
Thank you for understanding. Mutual trust is the basis for good communication. Now that we've got that out of the way, I think we can have a more productive conversation.
That vase on the left looks like Kaveh. The big one. It looks like him. You put a little feather in it, that's Kaveh.
To be perfectly honest, your commission request has been the most peculiar one I've ever received. Even now, I still know nothing about the building's intended purpose. All I know is that you want to build something in the desert for public use. I am aware that overly specific requests will restrain the architect's artistic freedom. However, knowing nothing about the intended purpose of the building also means I have no idea if I'm on the right track.
Kaveh, how did you get 6 revisions in before asking, hey, can you be straight with me? What's this project for?
I've produced several draft proposals for you to choose from, and you've rejected every single one. If we don't get on the same page, it could be a decade before we can finally break ground on this project.
Yes, I've given this some thought already. I think we can go with the general direction of the latest proposal that you just showed me. It's just...
Just what?
Putting the building design aside, can we get some less expensive materials for the floor tiles? Yeah, I know someone in the business, and the red bricks he sells can go for pretty cheap.
Kaveh, like, the red is going to clash with the curtains I already picked out.
The timber here as well. We should be able to find some substitutes.
Please give me a moment. My head's starting to hurt again. Just please hold on for a second.
He's so cute when he's in customer service mode.
So, let me get this straight. You want to reduce the cost of the project, right? But if we implement your suggestions, then I'm afraid we have to scrap the entire design. Architectural design cannot be neatly split into discrete parts. Any change to one part of the design will affect the quality of the whole thing. I decided to utilize high-end timber for this section because the weight-bearing structure requires the supporting materials to be durable and strong.
So I'm just looking at his face.
Same with the tiles. Switch them out and the entire mural will have to be redesigned. More importantly, if we make such a change, both its practical functionality and aesthetic value will take a great hit.
I have an idea on how to save money. Maybe don't have a mural? I don't know, just idea number 1.
If all you need is a building with a roof that can keep people dry in the rain, you shouldn't have commissioned me. Many architects would be able to build you one of those while charging far less in commission fees.
Kaveh feels like that guy on art Twitter who will like complain about a commissioner, and then people are like, you should start charging for revisions, and then like Kaveh posts like a thread about why he can't do that.
Actually, please tell me, are you absolutely sure that there's no room for any changes in this draft of the design?
I think the most important thing for me is to understand what you would actually like to get. If you could tell me more about your vision, I might be able to work with the design some more. You are the client, after all. You should have the final say on how the project turns out.
He looks so much like a bunny. Like, Those little tufts of hair with the brown make him look like a bunny. Have you seen the headcanons where it's like Kaveh, before his mom moved away, used to dye his hair brown so he looked less like his dad? I think it's a really cute headcanon, but it drives me a little crazy because I'll see people who think the headcanon is the opposite, where it's Kaveh has brown hair and he dyed it blonde. This was before Kaveh's dad got revealed like 2 days ago. Where we'll draw like Kaveh's hair is naturally brown and he dyes it blonde. And I'm just here like, you've clearly never ever fucking dyed your hair if you think the color at the ends is the natural hair color, because it would be Kaveh's roots that is his natural hair color. So he's very clearly a natural blonde who at one point had dyed his hair brown.
I want to build something unique. Something quiet and warm inside. A refuge that can block out the world outside. I want all who enter this building to be able to temporarily forget everything that's going on outside of the building and just focus on their task at hand.
That's a bit more information than last time, but it's still extremely vague. To put it another way, every rich person who wants to build a mansion for themselves would request something like this. We've gone through many proposals, and this draft is already the cheapest one. Cutting costs by substituting building materials will not only detract from the overall effect of the building, it also won't save you much more in the grand scheme of things.
Could you imagine if this guy was like, I'm trying to build an orphanage, and then Kaveh is like, he like goes and cries in the corner, and he comes back and he's like, I'll do it for free. I'll waive my commission fees for you. And he has to go home at night. And then the rest of the hangout is going home at night to tell Alhi of them he can't pay rent this month.
Thank you for giving it so much thought. Please, give me some more time to mull over the budget. I'll get back to you once I've figured out a solution.
He's like, I have to make the best orphanage for these children. How can I expect them to pay money?
I still have a few business meetings that I must attend, so I'm afraid I'll have to leave for now. You can just leave the proposal as is. I'll get in touch once I've given it some more thought.
Why do I feel like he's hiding something?
I also have a similar feeling.
Should we follow him and see if anything unusual comes up?
Is that really okay? I mean, what he does now is none of our business.
Kaveh, don't worry. I have stalked many people in many countries. This won't be the first one.
He does seem really suspicious, though. He dresses like a rich person, but when you talk to him, he hardly sounds the part.
Sounds super
That's actually
truthful.
pretty common. Not all rich people are spendthrifts. Many are just, as if not more, stingy than him.
I'm gonna mentally make Kaveh interact with Cass in my Genshin AU. Kaveh gets hired by Cass.
The more Mora some people have, the more they love interfering with people's lives. Like constantly reminding you to pay back your debts, or hinting every other day that it's time for you to pay rent.
Is he calling out Hatham rich?
Actually, now that I think about it, I'm not even sure this person really wants to work on this project with me. Putting his vague requests aside, he's still finding excuses to procrastinate even when we've decided on a plan. Who knows how long construction will take if he keeps delaying things like this? We should find him again and get some clearer answers. The sooner we can break ground on this, the better.
Sorry about background noise.
Huh? Where did he go? I could have sworn he went this way. Let's keep looking.
Night. Hey Sebby, you should throw away the dog food in your room. That will attract bugs.
My latest design's getting there, but there's still room for improvement. Better make my finishing touches
Could
before
you
the deadline
imagine?
creeps up. Oh, hey, look! Isn't that Badawi? It sure looks like him, but he's dressed completely different now. What is he up to?
Oh, is he an Ermite?
Didn't I tell you before? I'm not looking for more workers. Plus, aren't you a bit old for physical labor? If something happens to you, I won't be able to pay for
I
it.
don't want to hear about it. I don't like bugs. No. Sorry. Oh, is this guy not rich?
Oh, you won't have to worry about that. I grew up as an Eremite mercenary and worked in the desert my entire life. My body's still in great shape. I don't have many talents, but I still have my muscle. If you need someone to unload goods or drive away sumpter beasts, I'm your man.
You used to be an Eremite mercenary?
I know there are a lot of bad apples in our ranks, but most are just trying to make a living. We're not that greedy by nature, and we'll do our best when given a job.
Kave's gonna be... I swear to God, if this is like for an orphanage or a memorial or something, Kave's just gonna like do that thing where he like turns around and like a single tear goes down and he bites his knuckle and like he wipes his face, he turns back around, he's like, I'll do it for free, in fact I'll pay for it, I'll pay for it. Then he has to go ask Al Hatham for money.
Let me think. I'm sorry, but I still can't take you in. I don't have any open positions right now, and don't have the Mora for anything more. How about...
Okay.
He used to be a member of the Eremites? Huh. From the way he was dressed, I would have thought he was a merchant from the rainforest. Let's ask him about it.
Honestly, yeah.
I still need some more Mora.
Hello, Mr. Liar.
We meet again.
Kaveh, why do you sound so smug about it?
Huh? Why are you guys here?
That's what we wanted to ask you. Who are you? Why did you dress up like a merchant to talk to me about our project? There's no need for us to continue this project if you still want to keep hiding things from us. I don't work with individuals I can't trust.
Sorry, I know he's being really accusatory, but I'm just looking at his face and I'm like, bunny man.
Believe me, I didn't have any bad intentions. It's just... All right, there's no point hiding anything anymore. The building I'm trying to commission you for is not really a personal residence for me, but rather a library for children living in the desert.
I knew it. Kaveh's gonna... Oh my gosh. Kaveh's gonna fold.
A library? Funded entirely by yourself? Shouldn't this be the responsibility of the academia? I've heard that the academia will be looking to prioritize the desert with the allocation of educational resources and materials. It sent over a large shipment of regular goods just last month.
You're right. And I was aware of these happenings as well. I just figured what I want to do is a separate effort from what's already being done by the academia. The desert is too vast. Even if the academia spends a lot of effort trying to disseminate knowledge in those parts, it might still take decades, if not centuries, to reduce the educational gap that already exists between the two regions.
Aww.
And what's more, I don't know if the Academia would ever reverse its stance in the future. All I know is that as a desert dweller, we should not wait passively for good things to happen to us. If we only did that, we'd never be able to stand up and hold our heads high. I don't have much longer left on this world, so I just want to use whatever time I have to contribute something to my homeland.
Why didn't you just tell us that from the start?
I didn't want you to know that I came from the desert. I've lived in the desert my entire life, and there wasn't anyone here that I could trust. I figured I needed as much safety as I could get.
To the point that you even disguised your identity? That's certainly taking playing it safe to the next level. Hold on. Don't tell me you've also been scammed before.
Kaveh, are you projecting? Are you projecting onto this man, Kaveh?
When I first came to Sumeru City, I brought a lot of Mora, hoping to find an architect that I could work with. Someone agreed to take on the project, and even took a sum of Mora from me, but then disappeared without a trace. After that, I heard that there are a lot of untrustworthy people in this business. Some would run as soon as they've been paid, while others would deliberately use expensive materials and take a cut of the construction funding. I spent a while collecting information in the city, and eventually learned that you're the most famous architect in all of Sumeru. I figured that you wouldn't need to make Mora by scamming people, so I decided to reach out to you.
Kaveh, I don't think he has enough willpower to say no to this man after this information.
By the way, how did you know I was scammed? I don't think I've ever mentioned that to anybody.
Just a hunch. A while ago, I accepted an offer to work on a project in the desert, and was also scammed out of a large sum of Mora. I ran into someone who was living in a pretty run-down house. I noticed a load-bearing wall on the verge of collapse, and suggested that I build a new house for him. He said that he had no way to pay for it, so I loaned him some of my own Mora, and told him to get some stone and timber from the local vendors. Soon after that, I found out that he had gone gambling with all the money, and lost everything. And after that, he even borrowed Mora from me twice more, using a different excuse each time. I didn't even suspect him of any wrongdoing until he hired a group of mercenaries and tried to ambush me in his own house.
Oh my god. Kaveh. Sweetie, why? I'm starting to think Kaveh got a vision just because without it he would have died by now.
According to him, I looked like an easy target because I was an academia scholar who didn't have any family or friends in the desert. What kind of person would just look at someone else and think, this guy looks like an easy target?
The guy who scammed you 3 times.
Those kinds of things do happen every once in a while, yes. Folks like him are the exact reason why us desert dwellers' reputation have gone down the drain. I must apologize to you on their behalf.
It's all right. You were also scammed by someone from Kasharwar after all. I should apologize to you on their behalf. Ultimately, neither of our experiences had anything to do with the desert or the rainforest. People who are new to an area are always easy targets for criminals.
Bad people are everywhere.
Yeah,
people die when they are
both
killed.
Good and bad people everywhere. I can't understand the logic of those who like to take advantage of others, but I have to accept their existence as a fact of life. Anyway, I digress. Let's return to the topic at hand. Did you keep rejecting my designs because you thought I was deliberately using expensive materials to take a cut as a middleman?
That's what I was afraid of initially, yes. I eventually understood that you weren't out to cheat me. But unfortunately, I still don't have nearly enough Mora to pay for the design you proposed. I've done the math, and know that we should be able to make it if we cut some corners. However, after our conversations, I can see that you're passionate about your design, and I'm quite fond of the proposal as well. So, I decided to try and see if I can afford your proposal as is. I've been looking for work every day, and in another month, I should be able to cobble together enough mora to meet the budget.
By cobble together, you mean you're going to spend your entire life savings on this project? But then, what will you do if something unexpected comes up, and you find yourself stuck with no emergency fund?
This guy's gonna say the future of children is worth it, and Kaveh's gonna be like, oh god, my heart. Hey Kaveh, maybe if you kept the money from the Interdarshan championship, you could've paid for this guy.
To be honest, I haven't really thought about that. I mean, when you've lived to be my age and something happens, you can't really call it unexpected anymore. All I want is to build this library before I leave this world, so that the children of the future would have some books to read, and the desert dwellers would be able to learn their letters and pick up some practical knowledge.
You seem really passionate about this
A
project.
while ago, I heard that the academia had decided to recruit a number of exceptional children from the desert. Of course, this is welcomed news. But as someone who's spent their entire life in the desert, I still have a few concerns. I know the desert life, and can predict what the problems will be. Many children from the desert have had neither the interest nor the proper environment to learn. So even if the academia would take them in, once they enter the halls, they might find themselves surrounded by other children who look and act very differently from them. And as a result, they might become socially isolated.
Yes, I can imagine that.
I can hear him cracking. I can hear him folding. You can hear it.
My father passed away at an early age. Even though I had a good number of friends during my years at the academia, for some time, I still sensed many critical looks in my direction.
Kaveh's just projecting onto these hypothetical children.
I'm sure a child coming all the way from the desert will have an even harder time. But let's bring this back to the building itself. I think you said that you want this building to be quiet and warm, with its doors serving as a solid barrier to block out the sound and fury outside, and allow one to focus on the book in their hands. Building it according to the current plan will be quite costly. Even if I don't charge you any commission fees,
See?
I don't think you'll be able to keep it under your budget.
See, he's already waiving the commission fees. See? He...
Any ideas on what we can do?
Let's get your boyfriend to pay for it. Would any other... I'm pretty sure if we choose this, that will get Dory involved, because I have seen spoilers, and I do know Dory is in one of the hangout quests. And I don't want the last hangout quest to be with Dory, because I don't like her too much. So we're gonna do this, and then try the one last.
Sponsor the project? You mean convince wealthy merchants to join our cause, and pool their money together to build the library? That does make sense. A library is a big project, and it's going to be hard to fund it with just a single person's mora.
This is so upsetting, because here's the thing. The Traveler knows so many rich people. I feel like the Traveler could go up to Ningguang and be like, hey Ningguang, can I do a commission for you for something? Or even like fucking... There's also those merchants we helped in the Golden Slumber. There's just like all sorts of merchants we've helped throughout the game. I feel like we could convince.
What do you think? If we can find others to sponsor the project, we could potentially increase the size of the building 2- or 3-fold.
It's all fine with me, but where do you think we'll be able to find these sponsors?
Well, you're right. If I really think about it, I'm not too familiar with many big-name merchants.
Can we ask Dory? Imagine if his hearts go in the negative because of this.
Her? Hard pass. With her shrewd and greedy personality, she would never put Mora into something like this.
Maybe she can connect us with some of her contacts.
Now there's an idea. She probably won't say no if all she'll need to do is to make some introductions instead of spending Mora.
Alright, hold on. I'm gonna run to the bathroom, so you're gonna have to look at Kaveh's face for a minute.
Let's go and pay her a visit.
Look at his smile. You're gonna have to go look at that for a minute or two. You know what'd be really funny? If instead of being like, can we go see Dory, you just looked at Kaveh and you were like, let's go see the Dendro Archon. Because he'd be like, what? And you'd be like, yeah, I'm besties with her. I think I could probably ask her to throw some money our way for funding. I really think, please imagine how flustered Kaveh... Okay, hold on. I have to show you something. Just one minute. I don't know if you've heard Nahida's voice line about Kaveh, but it's so cute. Here's her voice line about Kaveh.
He has an almost perfect grasp of what it truly means for Sumeru to be a nation of wisdom. Sadly, the truth as he understands it will never be accepted as the mainstream. He's roommates with Alhaven? Wow, the world really is full of surprises.
Please imagine how flustered he'd get if he knew that the Dendro Archon was like saying his praises specifically and was like, yeah, he has like a perfect understanding, almost perfect understanding of what Sumeru should be like. Please imagine how he would rub that in Alhaitham's face next time they're having a moral debate over that kind of thing. I just think he would be so cute if he found out. What does he say? Does he have anything to say about Nahida? Ooh.
Lesser Lord Kusanali is a wise and capable god. Not only is she extremely knowledgeable, she also possesses virtue far beyond mortal comprehension. I have only the utmost respect for her tolerance of others, especially in a nation of learning like Sumeru. That takes great equanimity. Sometimes, though, I do stop to wonder, surely even the gods must have their struggles too. Oftentimes, confusion is the beginning of wisdom. In which case, how can we ever achieve true happiness?
The fucking lines he has about Alhaitham are so long. I got Kaveh, level 4. Al-Haytham actually has more lines about Kaveh than Kaveh has about Al-Haytham, if I remember correctly. Kaveh only has 3 lines about Al-Haytham. Meanwhile, hold on, I have to go count. Okay, 1. 2, 3, 4. He talks about Kaveh in the Tainari line. I have to play it for you.
A lot of people think he has a bad temperament, but I don't think they're giving him a fair chance. When Kaveh built a house right over a withering zone and created a huge mess, it ended up being a real headache for the forest rangers. Even so, this forest ranger didn't hold it against Kaveh. He even invited Kaveh to his house for a meal. Maybe it's good people like him who allow people like Kaveh to survive.
So 4. This, I think, is a really funny voice line, and I just want you to hear it.
I like reading difficult and abstruse books, and seeing others scratch their heads in confusion. I'm only joking. I don't delight in others' misery, and rarely do I encounter a book that's difficult for me.
He's so funny. This one is 100% vaguing Kaveh, so I'm gonna count it as 5. 6, because his least favorite foods are Kaveh's favorite foods, and so he takes it home. So I'm gonna say he has 6 voice lines relating to or vaguing Kaveh, while Kaveh only has 3 lines about Al-Haytham. Al-Haytham may be the landlord, but Kaveh's really living in his head rent-free. I want to figure out what Kaveh's special dish is, because I still don't know. Nope, that's not it. I just think it's so funny that Kaveh clearly thinks that Al-Haytham would be. Yeah, I don't know what the original base food is, though. I just think it's really cute that Al-Haytham has said several times now, straight up, I don't get joy from watching other people be upset, sort of thing.
Hip. Hup.
Because I love how he shakes his hand. That's his right hand, but I just know this man is at risk of carpal tunnel. Those are compression gloves, actually. Actually, something fun I noticed is somebody pointed out that the type of glove Kaveh is wearing looks like the gloves artists use when they have tablet pads. So their skin doesn't catch on the screen and can glide over it easily. Could you imagine if you were just like, hey Kaveh, I know you want to fund this library. I'm gonna go ask my friends in Machishan if they'll give me money. Like, could you just imagine if you just asked like that? Kaveh having like
Stretch
one.
your legs once in a while. People aren't made to stay cooped up inside all the time.
Kaveh having one hand massagey and the other hand he's using to express himself while he talks. Honestly, I think if Al-Haytham authored, like, with a "do you want me to?" Kaveh would think he's joking, but I think if Al-Haytham just did it, Kaveh would eventually, like, accept it, if that makes sense. I wonder what Alcazar really means, you know?
Everyone hold it. Another talent back. Mora, my beautiful Mora.
Hello, gremlin. Money gremlin.
Oh, now here are some unexpected guests. What brings you to the Palace of Alcazar's Ray?
I don't hate her as much as some other people do, but I wouldn't say I like her. Her design is a bit orientalist, so I wish they would not do that. But there are some aspects of her design I like. Like, I like her bubblegum pink hair, and I like her glasses, and I think her eyes are really pretty. I like her color scheme overall. What I don't like is she's very clearly, like, if you ask me, she's very clearly, like, an adult character, because there's no way a child could get enough Mora to fund a palace and then have that palace be construction and then still be a minor at the end of it. So she's, like, very clearly just, like, a really young adult, but they made her really tiny, so I have to see fucking age discourse about her everywhere, and I don't like it. Why'd you have to make her the tiny child model? You know? It's just, I don't like seeing people argue about it.
When I saw Kaveh, I almost thought it must be that time of month again. Sadly for me, I must wait a few more days before I can collect my shiny Mora.
That time of the month? That's like the worst way to phrase it.
Hey, can't you think of something else for a change? You are literally living in an objet d'art, and yet your mind is still fixated on nothing but Mora?
Hold on, I'm gonna send a picture of Kaveh speaking French to Tem. I'm pretty sure that's going to be like a living work of art, but I'm gonna get my translator app. Object, thing, okay? Okay. I guess the art is just kind of a way to say art. Sometimes French does a thing where it's like, it says like the art or whatever. Where there's like a the or something similar. Or an of, where it's like we in English wouldn't put one. And it always trips me up.
Is your happiness entirely dependent on your hoard of cold, emotionless Mora?
Kaveh, we're here to ask a favor. I don't think you know how to schmooze people. Kennedy Brown knows it.
That's exactly right. Mora is extremely valuable, you see. If you don't keep your mind on it, your Mora may just find its way to somebody else's pockets.
She's smaller than the bushes. Kaveh, can she even see the fountain you made?
If you ask me, this place is still way too empty. Just give me some time and I'll fill it to the brim with lots and lots of Mora.
You're hopeless.
Let's get back to why we're here.
Oh, so
you have an actual reason to visit me? Alright, let's hear it.
We would like to ask for your help in introducing us to some merchants.
Merchants? Why? Is there some kind of business opportunity? Oh, I see. So you're just looking for someone to help you fit the bill.
I knew you wouldn't be interested in something like this. Still, you wouldn't refuse just making some introductions for us, would you?
Sure, I can connect you with some folks, but with every service comes a fee, you know.
I wish you could just be like, at Dory, I've illustrious traveler will work for you for like a week. Because I feel like we could put our name to some work.
You mean just for introductions?
Of course! Making introductions means using my connections and putting my reputation on the line. Why wouldn't I charge a fee for something so important?
Well, her tie is so weird, and also I just noticed she's wearing a tie. Her color scheme is so pretty, and I really love her hair. I just wish she was wearing different clothes, you know?
Since we've known each other for so long, though, I'll give you a huge returning customer discount. How about 500,000 Mora?
Well, I just noticed her nails are painted.
500,000? I guess that's okay. But why are you charging a fee before we've even secured any funding? That just doesn't seem right. Besides, by helping us out, you'd be doing a great service to the public. Can't you take your mind off your Mora even for just 1 second and focus on something far more important?
Unironically, I think you could probably get Al Haytham to fund a little bit. Because I think he would... I think he would be like, yeah, that's a good public service thing. You know, actually, I think he would probably be like, you should just secure funding from the academia to do this sort of thing. Yeah, he likes books. I think he would like be like, I will help Kaveh, but his definition of helping Kaveh is I will help him fill out the paperwork so his proposal doesn't get rejected again. And then Kaveh's like, no, you don't get the point. It's like a moral thing where we're not relying on the academia for knowledge, you know, we're gonna make things better with our own 2 hands, sort of thing. And then Al-Haytham's like, why are you doing this the most painful way possible?
Very well. Since you're so passionate about this project, I'll help you out and waive the introduction fees.
What's the catch?
3 of my business partners came by earlier today to discuss some things with me, and they still haven't left yet. I'll arrange a meeting for you, and just so we're clear, it'll be up to you to present your project and discuss any deals.
Thank you so much.
He stuttered a little bit.
You can wait here.
His heart went up.
Where did I put the delivery checklist? Hey!
They are Dory's associates. So...
I see everything.
I should have paid more attention during the negotiations just now. I could have made so much more. What do these people want?
What do these people want?
Let me think. Where did I put the delivery checklist?
Sorry, I found something out about Nahida. You can't hear it very well because I have music and ambient sound going on. But if you jump with her and you turn those things off, you'll start to hear the notes of London Bridge. Well, she has a bell, but she also, just as she moves, plays the first few notes of London Bridge. I was watching a video on it, and if you turn other sounds off and you make her jump from, like, the Jade Chamber or something, then she'll do it the sound continuously. Oh, wait, you don't have a Jade Chamber anymore. I forgot you broke yours.
Where did I put the delivery checklist?
Dory gave us a brief introduction about the two of you. You are Kaveh, the renowned architect, and you are the traveler. Practically all of Teyvat has heard of you by now.
This guy said architect weird.
To be frank, I don't feel like there's an obvious business opportunity here. But since Dory took the time to introduce you, we can spend some time to have a conversation. So, let's hear your idea.
What I think is gonna happen is these are all gonna fall through. Because Kaveh's not gonna, like, agree to put advertising in the library or something. And then he's gonna have to take another loan from Dory.
Alright, here's the situation. I've been commissioned to build a library in the desert, with the intended goal of allowing the desert dwellers to have more access to reading materials.
So it's a public welfare project.
Correct.
Then the commission fees will likely be very low. You should be careful.
I'm not too concerned about how much I'll get for the commission fees, actually. I'm fine with doing it for free. I just want to get this project rolling as soon as possible. We're just a little short on funding.
See? I'm fine with doing it for free.
So what? You can't possibly expect that we just cover the shortfall for you.
I don't like you.
Besides, what does a library in the desert have to do with us? If you want to build it yourself with your own Mora. Seems simple enough to me.
Hey, there's no need to be so harsh. They are Dory's associates, after all. Here, can you tell us a bit more about what we can gain from sponsoring this project?
I think naming rights would be good. Like, you could name the project after you, and it'll be immortalized.
So we'd mostly be doing it for reputation and exposure? There is some value to that. It could make doing business in the desert a bit easier.
Well, just speaking for myself, I've got nothing in the desert.
I don't like you. Sorry, not you, Sebastian, the character on the TV.
I also have a concern. It feels like there's not much to profit from in the short term. But in the long term, the reputation gain also doesn't sound like it'd offset the cost of the sponsorship.
Then how about this? What if, instead of building a single library, we commit to an entire complex of buildings dedicated to culture and education?
Kaveh, what if we make the price tag bigger? Will that convince you?
Wouldn't that just cost more?
Yeah?
Yes. But in that case... Mr. Kaveh, please tell us what you have in mind.
I'll just give an example. If we were to build a library and a school near Aru Village, then the desert dwellers would gradually begin to migrate towards the area. A whole suite of buildings will be able to host more traffic, and thus drive the economic development of the entire area. In turn, that would lead to direct business opportunities. I've been to the desert several times. Although there are still many lingering tensions between the two regions, the amount of interaction has been steadily increasing, and in the long term, the desert will only become more and more important to Sumeru.
You do have a point.
Education in the desert is indeed an industry that has not been tapped into. If we can be the first to place stakes in the area...
And you just believe anything he tells you?
Even the greenest amateurs know that urban planning will affect population flow. If you don't believe me, you can ask anyone on the street to confirm it to you.
Could you imagine going up to a guy on the street and being like, hey, does urban planning affect population flow?
You...
only ask questions that are relevant to the discussion.
Wait, something just occurred to me. If we're going to build a library in the desert, Aru Village would obviously be the best place for it.
I hate to break it to you, Erix, but it kinda is a market. There's a lot of for-profit stuff, even if it's not directly, like, even if schooling itself is free, the, like, cost of production of materials for schools, for example, that is a market. So, like, printing textbooks would be a market. So there is an educational market.
But it seems we're not the only ones with our eyes on the village. I heard a rumor a while back saying a lot of land and buildings in Aru Village have already been secretly purchased by a big-name merchant.
What?
What?
In other words, if we try to join the fray now, there won't be much left for us.
Her name is like one letter off from... It's a few letters off, actually, from rhubarb.
If we want to build a suite of buildings focused on education and culture, Aru Village is the prime location. If we want to build it anywhere else, we'll have to deal with a far larger list of problems.
Then there's no hurry. We can wait for Aru Village to develop more first and get into the market for expansion to other areas.
But if you were to do that...
The bunny upset. He's such a bunny.
Is there nothing else to discuss? Great timing! I pretty much heard all I want to hear. If there are no other urgent matters, I'll be on my way.
I'll be off as well. If you have any new ideas, please feel free to reach out.
It seems like the others are not interested in funding this, so no point in me doing this on my own. Let's revisit this another time.
Hey, guys, wait! Well, what can I say? I guess it went somewhat as expected. They are Dory's friends, after all. As soon as they heard that there's not much more in this for them, they lost all interest.
That's just business, I guess.
Yeah, it's just another day doing business with people. But I can never get used to that. Those people never think of anyone other than themselves.
I'm laughing because I'm mentally imagining Cass and Genshin AU. Because Cass, like, has a meticulous public persona that he cultivates, where he's like a philanthropist sort of thing. Just kind of throws money away sort of thing. So I'm just imagining Kaveh, like in a Genshin AU, like did a work thing for him, and he's like, you know, even though he's rich, he's a nice guy. He gives a lot of money out to a lot of people, and I can respect that in a man. And then it's like, you know, Cassian's voice line about Kaveh is like, it was really annoying having him in my house for so long. I wish the project didn't go on for so long. Said in a more Cass voice.
Looks
I don't
like we'll have to figure
want
out
to
some
deal
other
with
way to get
thinking
the
right now.
funding. Let's go.
What if we do a fundraiser? I've done fundraisers before.
How did the meeting go? Want to talk about it?
Are you...
The most benevolent Lord Salma Bay makes your dreams come true. Oh, where did all that passion go from earlier,
Please don't tell me that you're here to mock us.
Oh, sorry, I accidentally cut her off. She was basically like, I think you didn't find a sponsor.
What kind of person do you take me for? Would the kind and generous Lord Sangama Bay really do such a thing? I will say, though, I more or less expected this outcome even before I introduced them to you.
Hold on. There is a piece of art that I thought was really cute. And it's of Dory and Kaveh hanging out, and I'm gonna send it to you. It's by Mob Juan. Huane? It's an HW. What sound does HW make? Because I said Juan, but that's just a J in Spanish. And I don't know anymore.
You can try to talk up the project all you want, but the facts will remain the same. This project is high investment with slow returns. No sane person would put their money into this.
Listening to me chug vitamin water ASMR. I went back the other day to get some of the noises I made during the class, especially when I saw Al Hatham. And I was like, man, you can really hear me eating almonds for like 80% of the stream. Like, I did not know I was being that noisy.
This isn't just a business project, right? Also, if you already knew no one would want to partner with us, why did you still try to charge me 500,000 mora? You scammer!
You might want to remember who your creditor is before you start talking like that, Kaveh.
I'll pay back every last coin that I still owe you, but that's a completely different matter.
Alright, since you're so devastated about this, I'll set you up for dinner with another big-name merchant. In fact, I'll be inviting the most famous merchant in all of Sumeru, so I'll be counting on your performance.
It's her. She's just setting up dinner with her.
Really? I would like to sincerely apologize for my attitude just now. So, where would we be meeting this merchant?
Follow me. Oh, I suppose both of you can come.
Something I noticed is Paimon is not in this hangout quest, which is a bit funny. Hi, Kaveh. Hi, Kaveh. I saw a really funny thing. I like Chilumi, right? And Child proposed to Lumine, and she's like, you need to ask my brother for permission, Bo. And then Child was like, no worries, I already sent him a letter. And then it just cut to Kaveh and Sumeru, where it's like, I have a sister, and she's getting married. You're the one who sent that to me? I really liked it. I thought that was hilarious. I do think Kaveh should have a younger sibling. Please imagine him getting a second hangout, and part of it is going to Fontaine, because he has a younger sibling.
This is the place.
You said you're going to introduce us to the most famous merchant in Sumeru. Well, where are they?
You still don't get it, huh? The most famous merchant in Sumeru
is Lord Sangame? Or Sang... I'm pretty sure she said it before, I just don't remember how she pronounced it.
Huh? So you meant yourself all along? Then why did you bring us here?
She's really hungry, Kaveh. She's hungry. She wants some Mozzie sticks.
Well, I've given it some thought, and that complex of education and culture buildings that you mentioned does hold some promise. It'll be a pretty big Mora sink, and I'll have to fund it all on my own, but that's not really a problem for me.
Seriously? Where's this generosity coming from so suddenly? Are you trying to scam me again?
The reasons are not important. What's important is that I'm willing to help you.
I swear, she's gonna put up some advertising in there or something. Or she's gonna like... There's no way this doesn't help her in some way.
However, you know just as well as me that once this project actually breaks ground, it'll start sucking Mora from my pockets like crazy. So, to cut costs...
I get it. I won't charge any commission fees, and I'll take responsibility for the entire project.
Kaveh. Sweetie, darling, my love, Kaveh.
Splendid! Then let's sign the contract right away.
This way, the children of the desert will have some books to read. Their lives should improve a bit after this.
Kaveh, you dumb moralist. I love you so much.
Of course, there are a few things better than using my knowledge to help other people change their fates. I must thank you as well, Dory. I used to say you only cared about Mora, which might have been some prejudice on my part. Sorry for that. I will also try to pay back my debts as soon as possible. Now, let's have a quick discussion. Where would you want the library to be built? That will be the most important building.
There's no rush. I'll provide you with a copy of the deed when we get back. You can just use the address on the document to find the lot.
Huh? The deed?
You don't mean...
So hold on a sec. The person who has been buying up everything around Aru Village was you all along?
Oh my, did I not tell you about that? Yep, yours truly has been buying up all the land. I must thank you for bringing your ideas to me. Before our conversation, I had no idea what to build on all those lots. So, from my perspective, this has been a great turn of events. I didn't put much in and easily got a lot in return.
But what about my commission fees?
Kaveh.
Huh? Didn't you waive those yourself? I was just gonna say that to Kakas. We mustn't procrastinate and should start construction as soon as possible.
Kaveh, you sweet summer child. Kaveh. You just know he goes home and complains about this to Al-Haytham, who's sitting on the couch. You just know he does.
But before I could finish my sentence, you volunteered to waive your commission fees and even promised to take responsibility for the whole project from start to finish. I'm so touched, really.
It's obvious that you used every trick in the book to deceive me. You deliberately paused for a long time while talking about the project and kept glancing at me with that menacing look in your eyes.
Kaveh, I love you. But you're so dumb sometimes.
Huh? You really think so? Well, the contract's already been signed, so there's no point in dwelling on the details. You know what? I'll pay for tonight's dinner.
This is food at your own house, Dory. Oh my gosh, he's doing it again. He's doing the draw your baby girl in this pose. Look at him. He's a sad bunny.
Fine. I'll drop the argument on the commission fees. But since you said you're paying for dinner, I'm going to order the best dishes and booze this place has to offer, and lots of it. Tonight, we're feasting until I've recouped my full commission fees.
Kaveh's like, I'm going to get fucking hammered to forget about this. Please imagine Al-Haytham having to come out to the palace of Alcazar to pick Kaveh up because he's drunk. Please imagine Dory making a drunk Kaveh sign more contracts. Wait a minute, I have to recoup my fees. Where's Paimon? I feel like the duo of Paimon and Kaveh. Kaveh's alcoholism and Paimon's black hole stomach could theoretically wipe it clean, you know?
I see everything.
Why does this only have 3 tassels? I think that should have 4 tassels. Reminds Dory that he's good friends with the General Mahamatra, who'd be really interested in learning how these contracts came to be. Especially if they weren't signed completely legally. I want to eat him. Like, I just want to Have you ever seen, Griffin from My Brother, and Me? He has this channel where he rates amiibos by putting them in his mouth, and then he rates the mouthfeel of them. I want to do that with Kaveh. I just want to put them in there, like, head first. Okay. We got one more to go.
My latest design's getting there, but there's still room for improvement. Better make my finishing touches before the deadline creeps up.
Sorry, he was talking. I was looking at him. The Sumeru crew, I think, is really interesting, because I realized the other day that, I don't think any of them know the Traveler's searching for their sibling. Except for Nahida, and, I guess Wanderer by association. But that's just very interesting that we didn't bring it up to me. I have a little bit of bad news. I found out that Al-Haytham's only in 2 routes, so I think we've done the routes that Al-Haytham is in. But, I did see some screenshots of Kaveh talking about Al-Haytham that I haven't seen yet, so we'll probably at least talk about him, I think. I can't get over Kaveh being like, I will go sort these books myself, after Al-Haytham purposely riled him up. And then Al-Haytham's like, laugh while looking at him and being like, oh, well, wait. And then immediately, Al-Haytham's like, so what's wrong with Kaveh? Immediately wants to fix it. I'm not over that emotionally. That was very cute.
We meet again.
Huh? Why are you guys here?
That's what we wanted to ask you. Who are you? Why did you dress up? There's no need for.
Believe me.
Sorry, I'm trying to skip through the parts we've been to before.
You're right. The desert is too. And what's more, all I know is that as a.
This old man really is tits out.
World, I didn't want you to know.
To the point that you even.
When I first. Someone agreed to take. After that, I spent a while collecting in. By the way.
Just a hunch. I ran into someone who was living. He said that he had no way to pay. And after that, he. According to him.
Those kinds of things.
It's alright. Ultimately, neither of our. Yeah, you'll find. Anyway, I digress.
That's what I was afraid of. I've done the math. So, I decided to try and see if I can afford you.
By cobble.
To be honest, all I want is to build this life. A while ago, I know the desert life. So even if the
Yes, my father passed away at an early age. I'm sure a child coming all the way. But let's bring this back to building it according to the.
Can we try a slightly different style?
A slightly different style? Give me a minute.
Could you imagine? It's just, this is the route where you can have done what Al-Haytham has attempted to do for years. You convince Kaveh that his morals suck.
Most architects would probably prioritize cutting costs and removing extra features in this situation. Indeed, converting the building into a simple bungalow would solve most of our problems. However, I do not think this would be the best solution. While it's true that the aesthetic value of a building is often viewed as an afterthought, neglecting it has some long-term negative consequences. It is especially undesirable in this situation, as the library will serve a high number of children, many of whom would have never been exposed to structures that may be considered elegant or beautiful. To completely give up on the more aesthetic design would mean stripping the children of an opportunity to appreciate the beauty of architecture. I share Badawi's sentiments in wanting to preserve a more complex design. However, if we can reduce the ornate aspects of the design while maintaining its fundamental elegance, which is to say we won't touch the arches and stone pillars, but make changes elsewhere, this is definitely a first. To make
Sorry,
up for the
I saw
loss of
something
regular
funny on
details,
Twitter. I'm gonna
we
send
would
it to
need
you.
to put a lot of extra effort into the layout, lines, and color.
I see. Would that really be okay?
It just increases the difficulty of the design. You should feel lucky that out of all the architects in the city, you chose to approach me. Most of the others would have given up on this project by now. As for inspiration, I think I might have something in mind, but I'd need to visit the site to make sure. Where do you want this place to be built? Tell me the exact location.
Kaveh, I feel like you should have known that by now.
Aru Village. Although it wasn't my childhood home, I think it'll be the best site for such a building.
Okay, then we can pay a visit to Aru Village.
Is there something I can do for you? I've already caused you a lot of trouble before, and now you're revising the design again because of me. Which draft are we even on now? It's making me feel terribly guilty.
Let me think. You said you used to be an Eremite mercenary, right? In that case, you could help us clear out some monsters that are blocking the way to Aru Village. We want to keep the roads clear, and reduce the loss of materials during transport to a minimum. If everything goes well, that'll help us save some Mora.
All right, just leave it to me. If there's anything I'm good at, it's clearing out monsters.
What are you waiting for, then? Let's pack up and get ready to go.
I want to read that fic I sent to you, because I liked the, premise. I think I literally woke up and then I sent that to you. Yeah, get going, old man. I feel so bad for Tem, though, because Tem's fic hasn't gotten too much attention, and I was reading it, and I was like, I think Tem undertagged it, and I feel so bad, but I don't want to, like, bother them to, you know, fix it. By the way, I'm pretty sure tomorrow, and if not tomorrow, in the next few days, you're gonna hit 100 kudos on your second fic.
Where's my key? Not again.
Also, you got another comment on your fic. I check it occasionally. I like to see how you're doing. I'm like a soccer mom. He's like, I'm living vicariously through you. Yeah, you got another comment.
Most materials going from Caravan Ribat to Aru Village would pass through here. There are a lot of monsters out here today. If you find it hard to keep up, just let us know.
Oh, don't worry about me. This is nothing. I'll be careful, though, and you should do the same.
Mushrooms.
Let's dance. Yeah. Here.
Come at me!
I just realized they took away my Kaveh for this, and I don't like that. I want my Kaveh back.
I'll protect us. Positions. Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, if you hadn't specified that... No, I took too long. The old man's dying now. He got stabbed by a mushroom. Anyways, if you hadn't specified that this would be a 2-chapter thing, honestly, where you left it off was a pretty good stopping point. And I was like, this seems pretty complete to me, you know? But I know how your heart works.
I'm fine.
You have to put angst.
I've spent my entire life fighting these kinds of monsters in the desert, after all. They won't get the best of me. But it's one thing to fight against monsters, and another to fight against an old injury. It's something I picked up when I was young. There were many fights between mercenary brigades back then, and one day someone stabbed me in the back. I don't think much of it back then, but with age, it's caught up to me. Few mercenaries get to enjoy their later years. Failing health tends to take the joy out of reputation and wealth, and many mercenaries never even made much of the latter to begin with.
Is there someone you know who can help to look after you?
Unfortunately, no. My wife passed away at an early age, and I don't have any children. Sometimes I'd close my eyes and realize most of my life story has already been written. I have many regrets about my past, but at the same time I also know that there were never many options for me in the first place. I joined the Eremites when I was young, and won many battles with them. My survival was more a matter of luck than actual ability. If at all possible, I want future children of the desert to have some more options in life. I don't want them to turn out like me. My apologies. The older we get, the more we tend to ramble. Seems like we've already cleared out most of the monsters. Let's hurry over to Aru Village.
What's on your mind?
I think it's really admirable of him to spend his whole life savings on people he's never met.
Kaveh, you bleeding heart.
Maybe he's doing this out of natural kindness. A kindness that hasn't been eroded away by the struggles of his life.
You're also that kind of person, which is why you're helping him.
Perhaps. To clarify, though, I don't think I'm quite the same.
I think you're cuter.
Some people call me an idealist. I do have some sentiments of that general persuasion, such as wanting everyone to be able to lead a happy life.
Oh, that was interesting. The voice line was different than the written text. Did you see that? That's odd.
But my situation is more complex than that. In the beginning, what drove me to harbor those thoughts was less idealism and more a desire to make up for a sense of guilt. When I was young, I impulsively encouraged my father to take part in the first Inter-Darshan Championship, hosted by the Academia. He set off confidently hoping to win something for me, but failed to clinch the title. What's more, he fell into depression after the competition, and requested to join an investigative research project in the desert. I never saw him again. Word has it that he got caught in quicksand. Even if other factors may have contributed to his death, the fundamental cause still circles back to me.
Kaveh, I love you, but please get a therapist.
I started doing many things in life because I wanted to make amends. Even in cases where I couldn't do something for a specific person, I still did whatever I could. I think I just wanted to make myself feel a little better.
I feel like you're sitting here, X, and you're like furiously writing notes for your next fic.
At this point, even I don't know. I've tried self-reflection, but it didn't help. I can't seem to walk away from many things that I see or hear about, even if they don't directly concern me. And I can't quite pinpoint the source of it.
Sorry, one sec. I know he's having a moment. Sorry, I found something I've just send it to him.
Maybe it's just like what those Vahumana scholars often say. It's hard for people to truly understand themselves. I could be doing things out of endless guilt, or I could be doing them out of a strong sense of empathy. It could even just be a matter of conceit. The potential motivations could number in the dozens, but the actions they result in are the same. Anyway, I suppose I don't really mind being called an idealist. They also used that term to describe my father. It seemed to carry fewer connotations back when he was around. I've known Al-Haytham for many years now, and discussed my ideology with him for nearly as long. Maybe argued is a better word for it.
Boyfriends?
He told me a long time ago that no matter how strong of a swimmer you may be, you'll still get dragged under by the others who are drowning once you run out of stamina. He believes this is the fate that awaits all idealists. I still believe I should live by my ideals, and I've given him countless reasons why I think it's a good idea to do so. Perhaps my ideals are flawed, but are there really any perfect things in this world?
Maybe Al-Haytham can be your lifeguard who catches you when you start to drown, like how he gave you a home. Then maybe you should also date.
Unfortunately, he remains unconvinced. His personality is the exact opposite of my own. If someone happens to drown next to him, he'll most likely stand on the shore and mumble something along the lines of respecting other people's fates.
That's not true. He's helped you out so much. He has done so much. Kat, I want to shake him so hard it snaps his neck. Do you not see how you're the exception?
But as you can see, I'm not the only idealist in the world. Just as there are different seasons, there are also different people. There are many others who will continue to care about the fates of those who are not directly related to them. And when I finally run out of stamina, someone will also reach out and bring me back to shore.
Al-Haytham, he's already done it a bit. You don't see how he's like putting floaties on you. You don't see it, Kaveh, but he is.
Someone will help me, right? Yes, I've already been helped like that before.
Sweetie pie. Should I have a life preserver at the ready?
Oh, please. It's not like we're actually talking about swimming. Also, just so you know, I actually took a swimming elective back in the day. Don't underestimate my skills.
Kaveh's like, I can do a backstroke. Don't underestimate me. Oh, gosh.
Either way, I'm feeling much better than when you first found me at the tavern. I can feel inspiration already welling up inside of me. Maybe this will be just the opportunity I needed to create a whole new style. All right, let's head to Aru Village.
He's so cute. He's like criminally cute. I really think Kaveh and Nilu would be friends if they got to talking, you know? Which is so funny to me, because Nilu is kind of friends with Al-Haytham. Actually, what does Nilu think about Al-Haytham? Do I have that voice line unlocked? Does she not talk about she doesn't talk about Al-Haytham. She knows him well enough to do favors for him, but I guess not well enough to talk about him. Anyways, I think it'd be so funny if Kaveh caught Al-Haytham and Nilu talking and is like, how do you two know each other? He is too abrasive to have a nice friend like Nilu. Like, she's normal and well-adjusted and actually understands what art is. How is he friends?
Now that we're here, it's my partner's time to shine. Marak!
It's baby time. Beep boop.
Oh, what's this?
My toolbox. I built it using an ancient mechanical core. It's not too smart, but it's super useful and can help me with a variety of tasks. I'll take Marak and find a suitable location for the building. Once that is done, I'll get to work on a few designs.
Traveler?
Sataria. I just realized this may have spoilers for the Archon quest, and I'm very sorry about that.
Ah, you know each other?
Hello. I suppose you must be Kaveh from Kasharawar. I have heard of you before. My name is Sataria, and I'm currently the person in charge of promoting educational assistance programs here in the desert.
Educational assistance programs. Then you must be familiar with the local conditions here.
I can't say I'm too familiar just yet, but if you have any questions, I'll try my best to answer them.
Huh? I don't know how to tell you that's not how you spell my name. I'm really confused. Her name is your name with the letter S shuffled. Oh! I thought you meant my legal name, and I was like, Ix, I'm really concerned about your spelling capabilities right now.
I've been commissioned by Mr. Badawi to build a library in the desert. We've settled on the general design direction, but we are trying to finalize some details based on the conditions around the intended location.
A library? Do you intend to open it to the public for free?
That's right. I want to make sure the children will have books to read.
That's fantastic! I'm sure the children will be thrilled. Right now, we don't have access to many paper books or a quiet place to read.
Just dox me, will ya?
This very thing.
Let me get straight to my questions, then. Can you estimate the number of children around here who'd be interested in reading? Besides the usual noise of village pedestrians, are there any other sources of noise in the village? Oh, and have any landslides occurred here recently? And also, where are the spots around the village that have been most affected by wind and erosion?
He making noises.
All right, that should be everything.
I love his little snap. Ix, you gotta make him snap in a fix. In a fic.
Badawi, let's go over the budget again. We'll keep the building structure the same, but make the place a little bigger, so it'll be able to hold more people and get better natural light. The parts of the project that cost the most will be the insulation and ventilation materials. I'm sure you understand, no one likes to read in a place that's hot and stuffy. I want to make significant changes to the arrangement of the bookshelves, tables, and chairs. I'll go over the specifics of that shortly. I have 2 plans in mind. Both are pretty minimalist in style, but will provide a very different ambiance from the world outside.
Do you think Kaveh knows how to sew? I think he should.
Our final cost should be around 70% of the last figure I quoted. The whole thing should take around half a year to complete. Marak has produced a sketch for all of you to see. If everyone's okay with it, then we'll proceed with that as the formal plan.
Got a new design already? Kaveh, sweetie, darling, I love you. But if it took you that little amount of time to make a new plan, are you okay? Is your wrist okay?
The inspiration just came to me naturally. All I did was put thoughts to paper. I must give you credit, though. If it weren't for your advice and suggestions, I probably wouldn't have landed on this new style so quickly. According to the traditions of my profession, I should probably name this style after you. Let's call it the Traveler style.
It's for me? It's for me?
In the meantime, let's look forward to the day when this building is completed and can finally open its doors.
Who the fuck is that random guy in the background? Like, there's Kaveh, looking gorgeous, as always. There's the Traveler. There's the old guy. There's the Satari. And then there's just a guy. Who's the guy? Present suffering is nothing compared to granting hope for the future to others. I'm pretty sure this is where Al-Haytham had a chair and was sitting. Because I remember the 2 cats. There was 2 cats. Where'd the other cat go? I feel a little distraught. Anyways. That is Kaveh's hangout quest. Eventually you'll unlock the whole thing for yourself, but I liked it quite a bit. It is a little fucked up when you think about how the ending where Kaveh learns about how his own companionship and about his mother, that means that comes at the price of desert kids not getting an education in the future. That's a little fucked up. Okay. I probably have about 5 bowls ready for Al-Haytham. I'm really tempted to buy Welcome, but I don't know how much of a difference it would make, to be honest. Oh, wait, hold on. How long is this banner for? 18 days, and then Al-Haytham will probably be... So I definitely would get the 30 days minimum sort of thing. Is there anything else I need to do? I don't want to touch this world quest. I'm not gonna lie. I love you, Miko, but every time you're on a banner, it's like the worst possible time for me, and then I never get what I want. Oh, hey, Ix, did you see they added, a gadget toolbar? Which is really nice, but they've been... That's been kind of asked for like a year now. So it's kind of like, thank you. Why wasn't this updated earlier?
Hey!
Why'd you kill him? That's a little rude. Oh my gosh. You know Kirara, the new character? The new cat girl? If she runs into bandits, she'll shove them in a box labeled meanies and then send it to the Tenryo Commission, which is basically the cops. Which, I just saw that on Twitter, which is so fucking funny. She is very cute.
Go, Barbara, let's dance.
I don't know what her story is. Oh my gosh, can I not get hit? I'm pressing the dodge button, but for some reason, I don't know what it is. Is it Barbara? Sorry.
All eyes on me. Here. Yeah.
Hey, sub.
Go, Barbara, go. Let the show begin. Huh. I see everything. Curl my straight. Yeah. This way through. Yeah. Let's dance.
Hate the fire pyrostasis.
Everyone hold hands.
What is she? I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm streaming, but it just feels a little laggy. Excuse me, sorry. Probably safe for Al-Haytham. Just because I feel like you'd be devastated if you didn't get him and would be tempted to swipe. I love Miko. Personally, I always love to play Miko and Al-Haytham because they're both extremely good in spread comps, so I love playing them together. But, I do think Al-Haytham's probably your higher priority. And here's the thing, right? Fontaine is just around the corner, so if I remember correctly, yeah, so Zhongli, the Raiden Shogun, Nahida, and Venti were all, not in, like, the first patch of their nation, but the second patch of their nation. So if you get Al-Haytham, and you still have a little bit left over, then you don't spend anything in 4.0, well, it'd be 3.9 and 4.0, then you can probably get Fullikers, which will be the Hydro Archon. And I've seen, some speculation on her, and she's probably going to be very strong, because Hydro is one of the most versatile units in the game. Even if she's a healer, she'll probably be a really strong healer. Anyways, that's my take. If you want to pull for meta reasons, then get Al-Haytham and then save for the Hydro Archon. I can't say her name very well. I'm trying to build my Yoimiya, because this current Abyss, you need at least one side with an archer, and the team I play Yelan on will need to be on that side, and then the other side will need to be Al-Haytham. But it's like, I would really like Baishu on that side, because they're both Dendro-focused teams, and so I was sitting here, and I was like, if I can build a usable Yoimiya team, and I have her like 70% built. I need to raise her to 90. I need to get her one more artifact. And then I need to finish racing Yunjin. But I feel like, honestly, I could probably put Xingqiu in instead of Yunjin, and I'd still be good. And then I can use her in Abyss, and then I will have all of my Dendros freed up to make the poggiest Al-Haytham team. Of like triple Dendro or something.
This is order.
Observe!
She's not very built right now. She is missing, like, some main artifacts, but...
Strike is one!
Quietly now. These are about to get done.
Here comes the fireworks! Time for a light show!
Yeah, they don't really work together on a team, which is very funny to me. Oh, I also need to get her weapon to 90, that's the other thing, but I'll farm for her weapon tomorrow. Here's the thing. I'm decently big on team building, but that's because that's what I find fun about the game. And also, I like to try, I have a goal of trying the 36 Abyss. If you don't have those goals, honestly, the overworld's pretty easy, so you don't really need to worry too much about it, you know? A noble goal.
Quake! Rise! Order guide you.
Break a leg!
Here comes the catch. Gotcha.
A twist of reprise!
Gather!
Things are about to get dicey.
Strike is one! The fuse is lit!
Oh, yeah, no, his voice lines. Here, hold on. Let me show you one of my favorite voice lines of him. This is if you get him to low HP.
This is getting interesting.
This man has killed so many gods. And I think we should remember that. He used to actually be kind of known for that for a while, which I think is really fun. I honestly genuinely believe that Zhongli is partially based off of Bishamonten, but his Chinese counterpart, because one, Zhongli is in lore also a god of warriors, but not of war, because the Pyro Archon's the god of war. But also because he has the Yakshas, which are also what Bishamonten has. Those are like the people below him. They're his Yakshas. Anyways, I think it's really interesting. I don't like these, but they're not the worst, so I'm going to save them. Anyways, so I'm pretty sure Zhongli is based off of that too, and I like Zhongli a lot. Another ship I really like, but people don't talk about as much, which makes me sad, is Zhongli and Venti. Because I like them. A lot of people are like, oh, they hate each other. But, like, they don't hate each other. They've just known each other for so long that they can be mean to each other because they know they don't mean it, you know? Like, it's just banter. they interact in the lore a lot. Like, they've been friends since before the Archon War sort of thing. But they also, like, canonically, their first time meeting was Venti wanted an audience with Zhongli, and Zhongli thought that he was asking for war assistance in Mondstadt. And then Venti showed up with some alcohol and his lyre and was like, let's get this party started. They also had an interaction during last year's Lantern Rite where they were both invited to the same party and they didn't know the other was showing up. And so they kept, like, vague tweeting at each other where, like, Zhongli would say something and Venti would be like, oh my, and how does a random, consultant from the Longcheng funeral parlor possibly know all these historical facts? You know? Stuff like that. Here's the thing, I could steal Miko's if I wanted to call it a day, but I don't want to steal Miko's, because Miko needs it. And then, oh gosh, I don't even remember what Venti did, and then Zhongli fired back with something like, I suppose all bards from Mondstadt are like this. They were just fucking with each other. And knowing that they're like two gods in a room just made the whole situation extremely funny. Okay, so this would be my Yuemian team, probably. So what would I have my other team be? It's the triple Kanki, so I'd probably want to be an Alhaitham focused team, which means I probably want Nahida. And honestly, Baishu would be really nice for his shield. But if I do Miko, Baishu, Nahida...
Let's get down to business.
That is 3 Dendros with no Deepwood. So I worry about how much Alhaitham would do. I was thinking, instead of Nahida, I was thinking of popping Kujo Sara in there. Is there potential? She would be a big attack buff for Alhaitham. The only thing is she wouldn't run Deepwoods either, and I'm pretty sure she'd be a DPS downgrade from whatever Nahida can bring to the team. Beto probably wouldn't be the worst choice, honestly. She would be a DPS downgrade, though, again. This is assuming I don't want... So I want Alhaitham and probably Baishu. I know, I'm struggling. I've heard some things about Lisa being a good Electro support, because apparently she has Electro Shred, but I don't know if that is Constellation locked. Let me check. Okay, yeah, so that's not Constellation locked. I think I had her C2. I had her C6, I think I would consider it, I guess. But I think it'd be too much Mora for not enough. But I will consider raising her in the future, because I probably could make her a decent support, I think. Because she could run Wandering Everstar pretty well, I think. Anyways. My tummy rumbles. My stomach's been upset all day and it is not stopping now. I can at least send her to 80 today. So let me go to a crafting bench and we can at least get her to 80. Yeah, Tengu lady. You're in Inazuma, so you'll end up seeing her.
If we've got nothing else to do, why don't I tell you a story?
Sorry, I'm sleepy. And also I was reading Twitter. I'm such a great streamer. Can you tell I have ADHD from talking to me yet? Why do I have 5 bows? I have 5 Midlander billet bows. That is actually a bit crazy. Anyways, what do I need to get? I need 2 more purple chunks and 5 more purple scrolls. I should have a decent... Yeah, I figured I'd have a decent amount. Yeah. Whew. I'm gonna need to go farming for some weed. Oh, fuck me. I didn't realize it was Thursday. Okay, I gotta pop some resin then. Will you bless my Kaveh pole? Okay, give me your blessing, Ix. Give me the Kaveh. I got my hand on the button. doghouse. Is there a doghouse over here? He's in the doghouse because he's on the bench right now. Okay. It's blue, it didn't work. What sucks is I'm pretty sure I'm in the 60s or something on pity for standard. So it's like, any day now, come on.
Have you ever kept goldfish as pets? They're very cute.
What? 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 What the fuck? Sorry, I have to send you this Kaveh, hi Kaveh, post I was reading. I feel like I have to go back and read all the parts now. Honestly, is my cookie built right now? That's good. Sorry, this headset is really cheap, and it really bothers my head, you know? It just really bothers my head. So I'm probably gonna do a couple domain runs and then stop the stream, because I already accomplished the main point of the stream, which was the Kaveh hangout. Vampire. No, I don't think you should sleep. I think, because I felt sick today, so I stayed up all afternoon. No, I slept all afternoon. So I'm probably gonna be up all afternoon. And so you should also have to stay up to keep me company.
Make yourselves at home. I'll settle this.
Here you are.
It's only fair. I need attention. Okay?
The wrong test subject.
Emerge. Right here. Emerge. Our bond is strong.
The wrong test subject. The wrong test subject.
It's not like you're working right now. I'm joking. I'm joking. Oh, nice. I got a purple. I have so many purples, actually. Just give me blue. They made a whole new type of texture to make like turbulent waves to put at the bottom of this domain that 80% of people are not going to pay attention to.
Right now, emerge.
Everyone's okay. Sharing my knowledge.
Out of my way!
Flicker. This will do.
I just think it could have been done better, I'm not gonna lie. Like, one of the things I was really disappointed about when Inazuma came out is I'm really disappointed it was just a fade to black cut screen of when you were in Inazuma. Because they'd been hyping up for a year at this point that getting to Inazuma will not be easy. There's like turbulent waves and you'll have to find someone suicidal enough to, you know, take a boat there. And it's like, I really wish they could have done some sort of like cutscene or something. You know, like, if not a cutscene, then have us be on the Alicor and water splashing onto the ship and we have to like tighten the ropes or something. Yeah, they could have done more with that to make it more memorable, and they really didn't. I will say, and I've mentioned this before, Inazuma is probably my least favorite region because the, if I remember correctly, the head writer for the game was fired and or quit during Inazuma, and I feel like you can really tell because there's a lot of plot point things where you just keep thinking, well, this had more potential than what they did with it. There are definitely still parts I enjoyed and parts I still think were done well. I think they could have done better, and I think Sumeru, just solidifies that, because having played Sumeru, they hired on some new writers, and I think it really shows in the game quality with Sumeru specifically.
The Temple of Wisdom.
I'll settle this.
Ready. I got careless.
Yeah, no, the Sumeru characters are excellent. And honestly, I think this is like the best time to get into the game other than the start of it. Just because of the Sumeru characters. I need a better crit rate circlet. One day I will get Alhaitham a proper crit rate circlet. And he will be so good. Because he's just on the most copium crit rate circlet I have. They're very fun. wonder, does Thundering Pulse work on Child? I'll have to see. Because I got Thundering Pulse in the gacha while I was trying to pull for Miko's weapon. Very disappointed. But, yeah. Might of the Thunder Emblem. I'll have to check if Thundering Pulse works on Child. Because if it does, honestly, it'd probably be easier to raise Child to... I would have to fight Oceanid so much. But it would probably be easier to raise Child. Because I don't think he's missing any artifacts. Then, I wonder if there's a good Electrocharge team for him. Child, maybe Beto. Child, Beto, Kuki. Then you could have Sucrose in there. Make it like a soup team. Sorry, I'm just thinking. Yeah, that's better at least. Hey X, can I tell you something? You see the island I'm on? Oh, hold on. Oh, that's cute. Sorry, I was reading chat. You see the island I'm on in Inazuma? This small one with the domain on it? This one I'm on. So when you come to this island, there's something specific you have to do. You're gonna notice there's a fuck ton of pots around here. You have to destroy all of the pots on the island, and there are more than you would think. And then defeat a guy, and then you'll get like a luxurious chest or something. But you have to get rid of all of the pots on the island. There's like 40 of them. I'm being completely serious with you, by the way. Because they're breakable. Anyways. That's just something to be aware of. I really wish Dendro could explode these crystals. Because, all these other things do. Like with mist flowers, you can use cryo or hydro on them. And I wish it was just like that with other stuff. Anyways, I'm gonna end the I think. Thank you very much for hanging out with me. I enjoy your company, and I will text you in a minute. So bye!